This is the Kate Daly Show.
All right, back here with you. And of course, I've got the great Phillip Patrick with me, and so glad he is a precious metals expert from Birch Gold. Love Birch Gold. Jordan Peterson loves Birch Gold. Ron Paul loves Birch Gold. All these, Megan, Kelly, everybody, you name it. Is there anyone that doesn't love them? Because I'm pretty sure everybody loves them. Birch Gold is amazing, and I talk about them all the time for a reason. Phillip Patrick is on with me, and boy, we have a lot to talk about. Phillip, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Kate.
You betcha. Okay, let's start with your thoughts on gold, because it looks like it's going up.
It is going up. It looks like it's going up. It is going up. We're up about 22%, a little over for the year so far. Gold has hit over $2,500 an ounce and is continuing to increase almost on a monthly basis. We expect that to continue with a lot of volatility in front of us. So it's a good time for Birch Gold's customers.
Amazing. Kamala Harris, I call her Hormala now and again, announcing her communism, which is communism, but Kamala style, with a lot of giggling and marijuana. But anyways, what can you tell us about her platform from an economic perspective?
I mean, platform would be a strong word. It's a fairly skimpy economic platform at best, but it currently has 3 planks. So number one, which is the most hilarious, she wants to fight inflation with price controls. Now, she didn't brand them as price controls. Instead, she called it corporate price gauging. She meant price gouging, but of course said gauging. Doesn't even understand the issue. But basically, the idea is to try and turn the Federal Trade Commission into the profits police and go after companies that they determine are making excessive profits. And for some reason, she's focused on aggressively investigating price fixing, specifically in meat supply chains, which I thought was a little strange. But here's the inconvenient truth. We don't have price controls because they distort markets. Price controls do not work. They have never worked. They just disincentivize corporations and leads to shortages. We've tried it in the past. Nixon, we can't ask him, but Nixon knows or knew. Ask the USSR, right? They've never worked in history. Secondly, and this is why it gets even more bizarre, they want to fight affordable home prices by giving $25,000 to new home buyers. Here's the spoiler alert. Giving out free money doesn't make prices go down. If they haven't learned that over the last 4 years, I don't know when they will.
Right.
And number 3, more free money, right? Families a $6,000 tax credit for newborns, restoring a $3,600 per child credit. Basically, they haven't realized after 4 years that the reason we have high prices is massive deficit spending. And for me, this is just a desperate attempt to buy votes. It is not an economic policy.
Oh, I'm so with you. I mentioned it previously in the hour. It seems like they're dead set on a car that doesn't work, a body that doesn't work, an education that doesn't work, and they don't want to have to work. So we're kind of it's the craziest thing. I mean, I'm surprised that grown adults can't see this, but wow. But I love your insights on this. And yes, I mean, it's free money, meaning it's coming out of somebody's pocket. So it's disgusting. All right. So as far as Jamie Dimon and returning to the Fed's 2% target, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he came out and he said he was skeptical that inflation would return to the Fed's target. And we've spoken before about maybe central banks sort of revising targets upwards in a world of just higher inflation. But I agree with it. He's certainly right about the inflationary forces we're facing. We have an administration that's hell-bent on deficit spending. We've now got the costs of remilitarizing the world in preparation for a new Cold War. Now, Dimon said that the Feds would likely cut rates soon, and I think he's right. We'll get probably a quarter point in September, then maybe another in December. But And I thought this was the most interesting thing. He said, I don't think it matters as much as people think. He's been warning for more than a year that inflation is going to be much stickier than officials expect. And I think his concern is that it's going to be the slowdown in inflation that's transitory or short-lived, not inflation itself. I think it'll be rearing its head in the near future.
Ooh, okay. Great insight there. And also, I know a lot of people ask me in email that, hey, is this real? Can I really protect my savings, my retirement? How can I do it? What what is it about that, and is it real? Can you really do it?
It is real. They can really do it. We have thousands of customers, or happy customers, that are actively really doing it at the moment. And it's not as complicated as people think. It starts with staying informed, right? Watching shows like yours that keep people informed with real information, because with real information, you can provide real solutions. But think about what we're talking about. We're talking about global economic problem. It's not just a slowdown here in the US. It's Germany, the whole Eurozone, the UK, Japan, China. They're all in recession. And it's because the world is dealing with a massive debt overhang really since the pandemic panic. Now, there's a reason central banks over the last 2.5 years have bought more gold than any other years in history. Governments around the world are hedging their bets with physical gold because it's just about the only financial asset that cannot be devalued. It cannot be defaulted on. Even Goldman Sachs, their analyst came out recently and reported that long positions on gold now offer portfolios the greatest hedging value. And they're right. Look at the problems: inflation, currency devaluation. Gold grows in those climates and is therefore the best way for individuals as well as governments and institutions to protect balance sheets or buying power. So it is real. It just takes action and the ability to be preemptive. And we still have that hurtling through the air.
Oh my gosh. All right. 1 minute left. Anything else you want to leave people with, Philip?
Look, that's pressure on 1 minute. But look, I think sort of restating the point, right? Look, people are very much focusing on the election. I think the election is important because we need to change the trajectory. But what it doesn't do is undo the problems. We're still going to have $35 trillion of debt. We still have a world running away from the US dollar. And I think it's being preemptive, making preparations to ensure that there are portions, not all, but portions of our portfolio that are working to hedge and to protect against the problem. So start with information. That's what we push at Birch. We got a lot of free information for your viewers, for your listeners, and that's what I would suggest.
It's amazing. I really, really love what you guys are doing for people. And it's so easy to work with you guys too. And I get back so many compliments. Phillip, Patrick, thank you so much. And text at 989898. Text my name, Kate. That's all you need to do. They're going to send you the free info kit. You're going to love it because it's information that you can peruse and then also find out how to protect your savings, how to protect your retirement, all the money you've got just hanging out there. And I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Phillip, Patrick, for coming on. And I will be here tomorrow. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow. Be faithful, be fearless. Go to katedalleyradio.com. Over 26 million served on podcast of this here live show. And of course, share the show on social media and share this podcast as well. And of course, see you tomorrow.
Well, it's here, folks. The summer.